Okay, so in this video we're going to demonstrate how to activate DHCP. So we start at clicking Add Roles on the Windows Server 2008. Okay, so we go down to Server Roles and click DHCP Server. And we click Next. So they give you a little information about what you should note. Click Next. So this is the static IP address we'll be using, 192.168.1.1. It's already selected, so we just click Next. So they give you the parent domain, the domain name, which is DOM-test, the preferred DNS server IP address, and we have to validate it. So we click Validate. Here they tell us it's valid. So now we move on and click Next. Wins is not required for applications on this network. It's selected by default, and we'll leave that as we do not require wins for this demonstration. So we click Next. Now we have to add a scope, the DHCP scope of IP addresses to be assigned to each machine automatically. And that's the purpose of the DHCP, to assign IP addresses automatically to each machine connected on the domain. We click Add, and here we give the scope name. So we'll name it Test Scope. And the starting IP address will be 192.168.1.2. We can't use the .1 because that will be the static IP address for the server itself. The ending IP address 192.168.1. Let's go with 222. Okay, and the subnet mask will be 255.255.255.0. The default gateway is optional, we're not selecting that. The subnet type, leave it for a duration of 6 days. And we highlight the activate. The scopes will be activated as soon as we click OK. Now we move on, click Next. We do not want the DHCP stateless mode for the server for IP version v6. So we're gonna click Disable, click Next. Alright, now they want us to give credentials. For the DHCP server, we'll use the same credentials that the server already has, which is DOM-test/administrator. And we're clicking Next. So to give us the final rundown of all the items we selected, the options we set it for, and then we click Install. Okay, so now the installation has been completed. So we click Close. We click Close off this. Now we go into the client machine to actually see how the DHCP works. Okay, so now we're on the client machine. So we go into Network and Sharing Center. We are Network and Sharing Center. We click View Status. And we go into Properties. We go down to the Internet Protocol version 4 and click Properties, and we're going to select Obtain IP address automatically, and also select Obtain DNS server address automatically, and click OK. Now we close this, and here we can go on the details, and we see DHCP is enabled. The IP address has been assigned automatically to 192.168.1.2. That was the first IP address in the scope we created. Here's the subnet mask, and there we get the server address and the DNS server IP4 address, which is 192.168.1.1, which was the IP address of our server machine.